I think about how I have been gifted with blocking out some of my childhood.
Hmm.
Not It's not a good gift for me because I wanted to remember a lot of the stories that were told to me about different things. But one of the things I do recall is, um, you know, some of my ancestors were slaves, right? And or came from plantations, but I don't know them. You know, they passed along before me. Or a lot of the stories I've heard were from books and movies and, um, some, excuse me, of the seniors in our family telling stories about how they grew up and what they experienced. Mm, just I think that's why, like for me, being it was passed down from generation to generation, just to be appreciative of where you are right now because of what your ancestors had to go through. You hear about people talking about the people whose shoulders that I'm
Standing on the
standing
shoulders
on.
of giants.
Exactly, because of the sacrifices that they've made. Um, and just being, I think about my dad, my birth father. He went to the same university that I went to, and if I'm not mistaken, he went to jail one time for fighting for equality. He did a sit-in, and I think about how how would that have been for me? So when we did a walk to the Capitol. I can't remember right now why, but when I was in college, we did a sit-in at the Capitol, and I was like, is this what it was like, Dad? In my mind, for you to fight for something that you believed in, and not caring about what you had to go through, just as long as you're going to make a statement that this has to change. I think about, the stories that stand out in my mind are stories from slavery, and I often ask, like, growing up around a lot of different cultures, I never felt like I had a culture.
Hmm.
Being in America, being an American. When my daughter's father's Haitian, I grew up around Jamaicans, Haitians, Bahamians. Like my brother-in-law is Bahamian. I got best friends who are Jamaican and, Cuban, Peruvian. Like I have friends from Brazil. So I would see all these as a little girl. I would read these books and watch movies or see videos, hear stories, or even just being at their houses and see all of this rich culture. And I was like, what's mine? Because my culture is slavery. Like, what is my culture? The songs, they're depressing sometimes because it's about fighting for your life. It wasn't I wasn't happy about it.
Hmm.
It took me a long time to even wear the American flag. After learning about the racism in my culture, like the people in my immediate family and what they had to go through. It's like, what do I have to be happy for? Why should I um, be happy about the American flag besides the fact that I was born into it and I live here, but I don't have the equal rights as everyone else does, like some of the other, as the white people do. I didn't find joy.
Mhm.
And, it was, celebrating 4th of July was just a habit out of, this is what we do every year.
Mhm.
But as far as me really taking pride in it, I didn't have that.